the Greek philosophers believed in a thing called a logos. I believe that Jesus came with a very simple message, that God is one, worship him alone, and he was a messenger sent to the lost sheep of Israel. After Jesus was taken up, this idea of Greek philosophy and Roman philosophy was mixed.
Sir, you've been talking a lot, we've been listening, you can't, So you said that you believe that Jesus came, so where, because at the end of the day, according to the Quran, Jesus had a book that you're supposed to believe in, right? So where can you go and search for what Jesus said? Where do you go to search for that?
Okay,
no, because you can't just make up what Jesus said. What book are you going to search for what Jesus said?
Okay, if you continue reading in chapter 5, if you come to verse 48, because chapter 5, I think from about verse 44
is this Quran,
to 48, in the Quran. Sorry, chapter 5, Surah Ma'idah, from verse 44 talks about the Torah, 46 talks about the Injil, and then 48 talks about the Quran.
Okay.
And it mentions وَأَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكَ
So where do you go to see what Jesus said?
I'm going to tell you that. Going to tell you that. Then it mentions وَأَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ بِالْحَقِّ مُصَدِّقًا الَّذِي بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ.
Sir, answer the question.
I'm coming to it. Anyway, so the meaning is, it mentions that, and we gave to you the book. We gave to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the book, the Quran, confirming what came before it, and muhayminun alay, a judge over the previous books. Okay, so what we're saying is, because what the Christians have and what the Jews have is a corrupted text, we're going to judge what the Christians have and the Jews have between their hands. We're going to judge it by the Quran. So
that's not what it says. It doesn't say judge it by the Quran.
Muhayminun alayh, very clearly.
You were just saying Jesus said stuff, right?
Yes.
So what I'm saying is that it's very clear according to the Quran that the Injil was given to Jesus.
Yes.
So where is this? And this is one of the reasons.
We don't have it. No one has it.
But even his exactly. But the thing, this is where I have an issue with Islam for various reasons. It's very historical. Historically, there's no book that was given to Jesus.
Okay.
What historical book was given to Jesus?
In response, it's coming away from slightly. Do you believe Moses was given revelation?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that the first five books, first 5 books of the Bible were written by Moses? Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
Do you believe that Moses received these from God and wrote them?
Yeah.
And they're preserved?
Yes.
Okay.
But the point, this is the question. So Quran talks about an Injil, a book that was given to Jesus.
Yes.
In history, where is this book? What's the manuscript? Where is it?
Okay. Because answer the question. I'm going to answer you.
Because it doesn't exist.
Do you judge by history?
No, but
okay.
Yes.
According to, leave aside the Bible, leave aside the Quran. According to history.
Yeah.
According to history, did Moses and Abraham and Noah exist?
Yeah.
What's your historic evidence?
No, sir. You're playing acrobatics right now.
I'll tell you my answer. Very simple.
Yeah.
Once we have revelation, which we believe is from the all-knowing Creator of the heavens and the earth, and He told us something took place, that Jesus was given a book, history is irrelevant to us.
That's what I'm saying. That's why.
The same way historians will say that there's no evidence for Moses, there's no evidence for Abraham, there's no evidence for Noah. Historians will say this.
Because we have manuscripts of the Torah. Right, we have manuscripts of the Torah. We have the manuscript of the Torah. We have the books of the Torah. We have.
When?
Do we or do we not?
Yeah,
we do.
But not from the.
We have the manuscripts of the Quran.
No.
We have the
manuscripts. But let's be clear. You have manuscripts of the Torah from 200 years before Jesus. You don't have anything earlier than that.
I can't tell you the date.
That's like 1,000. That's over 1,000 years after Moses.
But this is the point. This is the point.
But I can show you from the Old Testament that Moses never wrote it. Deuteronomy 34,
no,
verse 5,
you can't say that
6,
because the Quran
and 10.
says Moses wrote it.
No,
And
no,
historically-
no.
No, sir, no.
The Quran says-
Sir, this is the point.
Two things.
Where is
The
the Injil?
two
the
things.
Injil is on him.
Two things.
It doesn't exist.
Two things. The Quran
Sir, you know you've been speaking.
Yeah.
Let me speak.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
speak. Let me speak. Where the Injil doesn't. That's number one problem. Number two problem is that you are supposed to believe in it. If it was, how can Allah tell you to believe in a book that doesn't exist?
Okay.
If I sir, let me make my point. You've been speaking.
Because you
You've
asked a
been speaking.
question.
Let me make the point. No, let me just make the point.
Okay.
I'll tell you the issue I have. So if I say to you,
Yeah.
as you're a Muslim, right?
Yeah.
And I say to you, I believe in Prophet Muhammad. Right? And I say to you, I believe in three gods.
Okay.
Do I believe in? Can I go around saying I believe in Prophet Muhammad, but I believe in three gods? What's your logical response to me?
You're a disbeliever.
Why?
Because the Quran is very clear.
Exactly, because
yes.
because according to the Quran,
There isn't three gods.
I don't match. I'm not matching the revelation, the book that's been given to Muhammad. So this is the same way. You can't say you believe, because the Quran says believe in the prophets and their books, right? So you can't say you believe in Jesus. You don't have his book.
Okay.
There's no such thing as in history. There was no existence of the Injil. Why is the Quran?
Listen.
That's why the Quran doesn't make sense.
Madam.
How can the Quran talk about an Injil that never existed? How can it tell you to believe in a
You know what
book
you've done?
that never existed?
You've asked the same question multiple times.
Because you're not answering me, sir. Man of God, you're not answering me.
I'll answer you now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. The Quran is very clear. Believe in what was given to Jesus. Believe
But
what was.
where is that book that's been given to Jesus?
Let me tell you. I'm
How
going to
can you
answer
believe in it if it doesn't exist?
I'm going to answer you.
Okay.
Okay. And
So you're going to
believe.
answer me, how can you believe in a book given to Jesus if it doesn't exist?
It's not a necessity that I have to believe that it still exists today.
No, but how can you believe in a book?
Let me tell you.
How can I believe in a book and I don't read the book?
Let me tell you.
How can I believe in a book and I don't read the book?
How can I believe in Abraham if I never saw him?
No.
Your question, your logic. How can I believe in a book which I haven't read?
Yes.
If God has informed me that Jesus was given a book, okay, I believe in it. If God informs me that Abraham existed, I believe in it. It's not a condition that I have to meet Abraham.
Okay, I'll tell you the difference. Can I tell you the difference?
But
what you just said is different from what I'm saying.
let me finish.
Okay.
Yeah. So these 27 books of the New Testament, they were not given to Jesus. Okay. The earliest books of the New Testament is the letters of Paul.
The 13 letters.
Okay. From these 13 letters, many early Christians said there was 14. They said Hebrews was by Paul.
That's not the point, sir.
It is the point.
I'm saying,
Madam, listen.
You said Jesus was given a book.
When you answer, if you want me to fill out a questionnaire and just tick yes or no or A, B, and C and D. No. We are going around in circles. But I've answered you already. I'll put it in a word.
Okay.
If you don't understand it, you don't have to agree. But if you don't understand what I'm saying, then I can go into more detail. Okay.
No, but I don't want you to go on this. I'm saying to you.
Okay.
No, the question was, you've been told
I know what the question is because you asked it
Injil.
6 times. Yes.
How can you believe in the Injil when you've never seen? Because the reason, because you said Abraham. I'll tell you what the difference is. The difference is when Allah tells me, or when God says to me, believe in a prophet. According to the Quran, He sends them a book. For example, if I believe in Muhammad, I can't just make up stuff. I have to go. That's why I have the Quran. That's why I have the Hadith. That's why I have the Tafsir. That's why I have the Sirah of the Prophet, the life of the Prophet. Do you see what I mean? I have to go to the book. I can't just out of my head say, oh, what? Sorry, I forgot your name.
Yusuf. Yeah.
What Yusuf said. No, I go to the book.
Okay.
And this is exactly why Surah 384 says, believe in the prophets and their book. This is exactly why the prophets were sent to their book. Madam. Sorry.
This could be the longest question in history.
You're not answering
it. Usually people ask a question and the answer is longer.
According to the Quran, Jesus
Yes,
was given a book.
100%.
So how can
100%.
Another question. If you don't, another point. You said that the Quran
No, madam,
came to
this
confirm.
is really bad manners now.
No, but
It is, because you can't ask a question.
No, but you
and
can answer it.
No,
You're
no,
answering
you
it.
can't. Let me just say something. You are. This is not new to you.
It's not new, but you're not. You're
Let me finish.
genuinely
Let me
not
finish.
Honestly.
You've asked this question many times. Even this lady had a conversation.
not answered it.
Let me finish with a Christian last week. From the Quran, from the Muslims, we are saying that Jesus, we believe in what was given to Jesus. We believe in what was given to Moses because the revelation given to the last messenger, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon all of them, has told us to believe in these books. That is sufficient for. Well, let me finish. Let me finish. It's sufficient for me. If the
Without
Quran,
reading it.
yes.
Okay.
So how do you know what it says to go by?
exactly.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Yeah.
So the Quran, the final revelation, what we believe is the final revelation from God, the Word of God, has told us that Jesus was given a book and Moses was given a book. That book doesn't exist, and we believe it doesn't exist anymore.
Does the Quran say it doesn't exist? Where in the Quran does it say it doesn't exist anymore?
The Quran mentions that the Jews they wrote the books with their own hands. They corrupted the books. But
It
say that?
doesn't say that.
Please show us words.
Okay.
Say that.
Please show us words.
let me answer the question.
Please show us words.
Let me answer the question. Let me
Show
answer the
us
question.
words. There is no words.
Okay. The book which you say was given to Moses, I can prove to you that it's not preserved. I can prove to you that it wasn't given to Moses and it wasn't written by Moses. Okay. Deuteronomy, chapter 34, verse 5, verse 6, verse 10.
So you're going off point.
No, I'm sure. What my point is, let me explain my point because maybe you don't understand.
explain
My
the
point is, we believe.
Remember what the question was.
We believe in what was given to Moses, but we
But
still.
the question is, if you believe in what, how can you?
Let me.
Without reading a book, when
Madam,
Quran says,
listen. Next time,
okay.
prepare a questionnaire. Ask your question
No,
and
because
put
then
A,
you're
B,
not
C, and D,
answering. You're not
and I'll
answering.
tick it for you.
Okay.
And then you can make a video about it. But if you want a conversation,
Your answer, so he's answered
Okay.
it. His answer is that the Quran.
thank you very much. Let me
So
just
you're not supposed to read it. You meant. You're supposed to
answered the
believe,
question.
but not
Yes,
supposed to read
we
it.
believe in
Okay,
it.
so
Yeah,
how
the
do you-
same,
you just believe, you don't read it.
the same
Sir,
way
sir,
I
so
believe
if I
in
want to
Noah,
follow
but I
Islam-
don't have to follow him.
So if
I
want
believe
to
in
follow
Adam, but I
Islam-
don't have to follow him.
But then
If I want to
Yes.
follow Islam,
the Quran is saying that you have to follow.
What, Noah?
No. The book that was given to
No,
Jesus.
it doesn't say that.
What does
it
it
says
say?
they have to believe in it.
Yeah, believe in it.
Yeah, believe.
So
But how do you
so
believe
the same.
Believe in it
so
and
the
their
same-
books.
So
How can you believe in a book you've never
Without
read? That's the
reading.
question. How can you believe in a book you've never read? If I want to believe in Muhammad, do I have to read the Quran or not?
Listen.
Okay, answer this question. If I want to believe in Muhammad, do I have to read
Do you have
the
to
Quran?
meet him?
Or
Do you have to meet him?
No, I'm saying no.
Do
I
you
don't.
have Do you have to meet him?
But do I have to read the Quran?
Okay.
No, I don't have to meet him. But do I have to? Obviously, he's dead.
You don't have to read the Quran to become a Muslim. No, you don't
I'm
have
saying,
to.
to believe in Muhammad, do
Uh-huh.
I have to read and understand and follow the content of the Quran?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Let me answer you.
Okay,
Let me answer you. Now, let me just make it very clear to you.
Okay.
I think this would make it clear, even though you may think it's pulling away. If we go to Deuteronomy, chapter 34, verse
He's
5,
very smart.
6,
going away,
and
but
10.
okay.
No, I'm going to explain to you. Verse 5, it mentions about the death and the burial of Moses. Okay. Verse 6, it mentions that the burial place of Moses, nobody knows it and up until this day. Verse 10 mentions, and there has not appeared in the children of Israel until this day a prophet like Moses. Okay, so my point is, Moses did not write about his death after he died. Moses did not write about his burial after he died. The person who said, and no one knows where he's buried until this day, when you say until this day, it necessitates a period of time. It had to be written after Moses. Rabbis, Jewish scholars, they recognize this problem. They admit that Moses never wrote it. Some will say it's from Joshua, he completed it. But the point being is,
Do you think Injil was written by Jesus?
the point being, as a Muslim, I believe in what was sent down to Moses. At the same time, I believe what the Jews and the Christians have in their hands today. The first 5 books, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, is a corrupted text.
Okay, so if it's a corrupted text,
and that's evidence I just gave you.
Yes. Text, why did you just quote what you said from Deuteronomy if it's corrupted?
Very good question. Because to show you that Moses never wrote that. Do you believe that Moses wrote that?
Sir, but you've still not answered
Do
the
you
question.
believe that was sent down on Moses and he wrote it?
The question. He's not answered.
No,
It's how can you believe in a book? The question was, how can you believe in a book and a prophet and their book without reading the book? How can you believe in the prophet's book? So you're told.
Yeah, but I've already answered that. Because
honestly, I genuinely
say something now?
let me answer this one, and then you can say. Let me answer, madam.
You said Quran came
Madam, let me answer this one. Okay, I will make the question.
Maybe answer it. Maybe because I genuinely haven't heard. So maybe make it soft.
Make it short. Make it short.
Yeah.
Make it short.
Yeah.
How can I believe in a book which I've never read?
Yes.
And I believe it doesn't exist today. Okay.
Yeah.
My answer. I believe that Allah, the Almighty, sent down a final revelation by the angel Gabriel to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the Quran. And this Quran informs us that Jesus was given a book, and this informs us that Moses received revelation, Ismail received revelation, Isaac received revelation, Jacob received revelation, I think I said Abraham. So we believe in all of these without seeing them, without touching them, without reading them, because the Quran says so. That's my simple answer. Whether you agree, whether you don't agree, whether you think it's sufficient,
so you're
no
saying
problem.
the final revelation that was
Genuinely
received.
do you know what? I'm okay. For a second, I don't want to argue with you. For a second, I want to honestly. For a second, I'm not trying to argue. So I'm trying to understand you. So
I'm gonna say something.
Yeah.
Which sounds like an insult. I'm gonna say, but I'm just telling you. I'm gonna say something. Someone who's unable to understand. Let me finish.
Okay.
Someone who is unable to understand that someone who's given authority can never be God. I don't expect you to understand this.
No, but you're saying, okay, Allah says, believe in this prophet. He says, believe in
the prophet which I never met. Yes.
I'm not talking about met. I've never met any of them. I've never met Jesus in person.
I've never seen an angel either. I've never seen God.
And that's why
I've never seen paradise. I've never seen hellfire.
Exactly.
But I believe in it.
The book is important. So if Allah is saying to you, make no distinction between the Torah, the Quran, because when you read the Quran, don't you?
No, that's not the intent.
It says make no distinction. It says believe in the prophet.
Between the messengers. Make no distinction between the messengers.
That's not what it says. It says believe in the prophet and their books and make no distinction between them.
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. When it says make no distinction. When it says make no distinction. Okay.
Thank you.
When it says make no distinction, it's referring to the fact that the Jews believe in some prophets and disbelieve in others. Okay, and it's and also referring to the Christians who believe in some prophets and they reject the last prophet. That's what it's referring to. We don't make any distinction.
Have you met Muhammad?
No.
You haven't met him?
Okay.
So where do you get his revelation from?
Madam, listen, let me just tell you something. That's an argument in my favor. The fact that I believe in paradise, and I believe in the hellfire, and I believe in what's going to happen on the day of judgment, and I believe in God, and I believe in the angels, without seeing them, without hearing them, without touching them, without tasting them, without smelling them, is the same way that I believe that Jesus was given a book, without reading it, without touching it, etc.
That's not. It doesn't say.
I
it doesn't
can't
say-
increase
it
on the
does not-
answer.
I know, but it doesn't say believe that Jesus was given a book. That's not what it says. It says believe in the book.
Sinless.
Do you see what
how
I mean?
do you
I
believe in
can't
something
say
that-
I believe in Muhammad and reject the Quran. So this is why, no matter what, if the Quran, if the Bible is corrupted, that means no,
Madam,
sorry,
madam,
let me finish
madam,
my point.
no,
That
no.
means that the Quran is wrong
But your
because-
example's not working.
No, it says believe in the prophet.
okay,
Because you've
madam,
never met the
madam,
prophet.
madam,
You weren't there at the time of the prophet.
madam,
You weren't there
madam,
at the
madam,
time of
madam.
Moses. So you're
When
supposed
you,
to believe
I,
what-
but the example you gave is, you said, I can't believe in the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and not believe in the Quran. The same way,
I can't contradict the Quran and say I believe in Muhammad, can I?
Okay, but I don't.
Can
Okay, the same way I can't believe in Jesus, I can't believe in Moses, and reject what was sent down to them.
Exactly.
But
So
it's
this is why
not.
you-
But
this
it's
is
not a
where
necessity
Islam
that I
is
have to
taking you
read
to
it,
hell.
because I'm saying to you, my point was when I mentioned Deuteronomy 34, I can give you so many examples that. I mean,
So do you see,
biblical
do you see
scholars.
why this is a problem? I'll tell you why this is a problem. Give me 1 minute to speak. Give me 60
yeah.
Time me for 60 seconds. Let me speak for 60 seconds.
Madam,
The
we're going
reason-
around in circles.
60 seconds. I want to get to my conclusion, then you can get to your conclusion.
You've already concluded.
No, I'm
You're
not
just going to say
concluded.
you're going to
I'm
say
not.
something you already said in a different way. And if you
No,
want me to
I know,
answer,
I-
I'll answer in the same way,
No, but can you
same
give me
thing but a
60
different way.
seconds to conclude?
You can talk as long as you want. Yeah.
Okay, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
1 minute? 2 minutes?
As long as you
Without
want.
interruption.
Wait,
1 minute?
This is not a time debate.
No, it's not,
Yeah.
because I don't want you.
Carry
Because I
on,
want
carry
to
on.
make my conclusion. And the reason why it's a
Yeah.
problem is this: because when we look at the books of, at the end of the day, you guys have been said, you've been told, believe in the prophets and their books. Surah 3,
84, you quoted, yeah.
Surah 4136 says, I can't remember what it says.
No
but
problem,
it
no
talks
problem.
about. Do you remember what it says? Let
No.
me just, I forgot. Sorry. I think it says believe in the prophets again and their book. Surah
يا أيها الذين
4136.
آمنوا آمنوا بما أنزل عليكم من ربكم آمنوا بالله ما أنزل عليكم. Yes, so many verses.
To Muhammad, if you're in doubt
Yeah.
of your belief, and you've just also said, go to the people of the books.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean? So you've also just said that the Quran, when we look at the purpose of the Quran was to confirm the previous books. But the
And
thing,
judge over it.
and yeah, as you've said, according to the Quran.
Yes.
Right. So the point is this: that
And to show you what is false in the previous books and what is true in the previous
it
books.
doesn't say that. Where does it say that?
Okay.
To show you what's false and what's true in the
Okay.
previous. Where does it say that?
By necessity.
No, which scripture says that? It doesn't say that.
Where does
I'll tell
it
you.
say-
By necessity.
Where's the
But say
surah?
you've interrupted me. I really want to just conclude for 1 minute.
Okay.
You come back and I'll give you as long as you want. Or is that okay?
It's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So the point is this: that the problem is that when we look at, because the Quran is supposed to confirm the previous books, because how it happened is right from Genesis.
Yeah.
As you know from the scriptures, it's different people. There's different books over time, right? So God is not an author of confusion. From the prophet Moses to, like you said, Abraham to Isaac to Daniel to the New Testament to the words of Jesus. The message is consistent, and we can go and check it. We can check if it talks about a Messiah. It talks about salvation through No, let me just finish the point. The message is consistent, pointing about a Messiah that's coming for the salvation of sin. Jesus as a prophet.
I'm gonna have to stop you there, because
prophesies
what
death and
you're doing
resurrection.
is
But-
when you make a conclusion,
I'm making a conclusion. Give me
then you
60
should
seconds.
then no. You have to conclude what's discussed. You can't start bringing new stuff.
I'm not bringing you stuff, but I'm saying
That's
why.
not a conclusion.
I'm saying why.
That's
I'm
not-
saying why.
Carry on.
Yeah.
I'm saying why.
So her point is, say we have believed in Allah and in what was revealed to us and what was revealed to Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, Jacob and the descendants, and in what was given to Moses and Jesus and to the
given and revealed. That's two important words.
and was given to Moses
Given.
and
What
was
Jesus. One second, can I finish? And to the prophets from the Lord. We make no distinction between any of them. Remember, you said prophets, she said book, and this is mentioned in book. What was given to them?
No, them is referring to prophets.
No, it doesn't.
How can the prophet be given
It
to prophet?
doesn't.
But this is why this is important. Why it's important is that the prophets give us a mode of salvation. Then Quran comes and contradicts. When we look at the book, we see it contradicts
I will tell you why
And that's-
in the Arabic
God
language
is
why
not
it's
author
referring
of
to
confusion.
prophets
God
and not the
can't.
books. The pronoun in the
can
Arabic
contradict
language
whatever he said
would be a ha. The Arabic language is hum. It's referring to
This
them.
is English.
I know, but it's sent down in Arabic. وَلَا نُفَرِّقُ بَيْنَ أَحَدٌ
So why
مِّنْهُم.
translate it in
Listen,
English?
listen.
So just one final question.
And why have
Minhum, it doesn't.
This is not letting-
Minhum is referring to people.
One final question.
Minha would be referred to the books. This is referring to. Don't make a difference in the
one
books.
final
Yes.
question.
Yeah.
So is there any way I could, if I'm doing a research, I'm searching right now, because at the end of the day, according to the Quran.
Are you searching?
No, I'm not.
I know.
I'm saying hypothetically.
Oh, hypothetically.
Hypothetically, if I'm
Yeah.
doing a search,
Sorry,
and I want to say,
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
and I want to search and see that this revelation of Quran, how do I confirm that it confirms? Because according to the Quran, it says it confirms the previous books. If I want to check it out to see what does the previous revelation say, and to check that, okay, is this guy consistent? Because as for us as Christians, we
can
are told
check, yeah.
if someone comes to me and says I'm a person of God, we have to check
it,
by
yeah.
what the previous. It has to be consistent with the previous books and messengers.
So you've got nothing
right?
to check. It's
So if I want to
disappeared.
check, is Muhammad a lone ranger that just come randomly in the 4th century and just claim God that contradicts all these previous prophets? And I want to check. No, actually, because that's the case Muhammad was making for himself. The case he was making for himself is that I'm not just a lone ranger. I have various other prophets behind me, various other books behind me, and what I'm saying confirms what they're saying. That's the point he was making. So if I want to go and check this now, as a searcher, as someone that's just not just taking information from Prophet Yusuf, no, not Prophet Yusuf, Pastor Yusuf. I just don't want to take Pastor Yusuf, no, is it Imam? Okay, Sheikh, sorry.
Anyway, don't
Sheikh
worry.
Yusuf, I don't want to just take what Sheikh is saying to me, as intelligent as he sounds. I want to go and confirm that Muhammad is not a lone ranger. How do I do that?
Okay.
Valid.
Okay. Firstly, we have to go back to the point.
Yeah.
Why? Because maybe we missed over it. Maybe we passed
No,
over it.
I think I understood what you're saying,
Due
but
to-
the point still remains.
Okay, your point still remains, but Deuteronomy 34, verse 5, 6, and 10. Do you believe that was revealed to Moses and Moses wrote it down?
So does
Okay, for this I will answer. Do you believe Injil is written by Jesus?
What question are you answering?
No, I'm saying first answer my.
She's trying to
you
make a
believe
point
that
to what
you believe,
you-
same
No,
way
no.
you believe Torah is written by Moses.
Yeah.
Yes, we believe the Torah was written by Moses.
Okay.
Yeah, some books are
So,
written by Moses.
but my point is what the Jews and the Christians have today is not the revelation given to Moses.
Makes you say that.
I can give you so many examples, but this is
Okay, so where
one.
is the revelation given to Moses so we can check it?
Now I'm listening to everyone. Do I have
That's what I'm
time
saying.
to ask you one question?
No, because this
Let him
lady,
finish the point.
look,
Okay.
what we have here is we have you three
No, you've done
against
well.
against
I know,
one
I know.
against
Yeah,
one.
He's done well, to be
So
fair.
the lady,
To be fair, he's done well. He's done really well.
no problem.
3 against 1.
No problem. So my point is, I'm demonstrating to you that the Old Testament which you have is not given to Moses, because just a simple example. Moses dying, being buried, and no one knows until this day where Moses is buried. This until this day necessitates a period of time. So Jewish scholars
Jude speaks about Moses.
Jewish scholars, but Jude is not considered the Torah. Jewish scholars admit that Moses never wrote this, and they offer various examples. Biblical
Moses
scholars.
didn't write the Torah, is that what you're saying? Moses didn't write the Torah.
So when Jesus said, "I will die and I
What he's trying to
will
say
be
that the version
resurrected,"
that we have now is not what
but that
was.
doesn't stand because
So for example, let me give you another example. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, I think it's verse 2 and 3. Paul talks about something in the Old Testament which is not there. He says it is written that Jesus will die for 3 days and after 3 days he will rise again, as it is written. But it's not written.
about what? That Jesus
Yeah,
was
it's announced in the Old Testament that this would happen.
Okay. Show me where it says that the Messiah will die for free. No. It's my point. It's the same point. It's the same point. The books you have today are not the revelation given.
But that's what I'm saying. Okay, let's go with that argument. Let's go with that. That the books we have, the Bible, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the 66 books or 73 books
So
are
you're
not
saying
the
it's not-
revelation given.
Okay, my question. Okay, let's go. Hypothetically, let's go with
We've
that.
already gone with it.
Okay, fine, no problem. But what I'm saying to you is that, so where are the books then that you're supposed to believe in?
And I have one
And
question.
Christian, the Quran tells. Okay.
Rina, I have one question linked with that. When was Quran revealed? After Jesus? How many years after Jesus Quran was revealed? Do you have answer for that?
I'm not exactly sure. It's about
600.
about 600 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So you believe that all books were corrupted,
Yes.
and Quran came 600 after, and
Yes.
still Quran is speaking about those books which were corrupted, still asking you
Good
to believe,
question. Good
go and
question.
clear your doubts. Why? Allah is
Good
all knowing.
question.
Allah is all knowing, or Allah is all forgetting.
Okay. It's not a good
He
question.
didn't know books were corrupted, but he said to you, go and clear your doubts, go to people of book, clear your doubts, and believe in other prophets and
Okay.
believe in their books. So how Allah is all forgetting, or Allah is all knowing?
No.
Let me participate. To give you an example.
600 after.
Okay, to give you
books
an
were
example.
Believe in.
Now we have an iPhone.
It's
But
not about
before,
iPhone.
no, I want to give you an example because it's no focus.
his English is not good.
No, I know you are speaking about. You are speaking about
God is no forgot. No,
new
God.
version.
Yeah.
you have
God
to
is
believe
no
in
forgot
your
nothing.
Right.
But how can new version say?
You know the entertaining point. Hello, sir.
How you doing?
I'm good. You good?
Beautiful.
What could happen? This is not necessarily a criticism, but it's just a reality. I could turn around to a Muslim and I'll say, this lady is saying this, and I answer this way, and the Muslim brother will say, MashaAllah, you've done very well, I agree with you. So when you turn to this gentleman and you tell him this happened, and he says, yes, I agree with you,
But he's not finished.
that's how it's going to happen.
I didn't even.
I was just telling.
No.
I described in the conversation.
Okay.
So
Yeah, but
three.
New books are
Yeah.
corrupted.
But what was the
Allah is
conclusion
telling
again?
you
Well, your conclusion was
people of
that
book to clear
You said
your
that
doubts.
The conclusion was I was right and you were wrong.
Muhammad has believed in.
Yeah.
That's what he believes in. It comes in the form of the Torah, and that's what he believes.
So he says.
So
So you're saying that you can believe in Moses without having a book present. That's
Yes.
your conclusion.
Yeah. That was my conclusion. Whether you accept or not, my conclusion was that if the Quran, which I believe is the word of God, obviously you don't. But if the Quran told me to believe in something,
Yes.
that is sufficient for me. Whether I witnessed that thing, whether I touched it, like the example I gave you. If the Quran tells me to believe in the hellfire, without seeing it, without touching it, I accept it.
Okay, but
That's my point.
No, sorry, I want to make something that maybe you didn't get me. So what I'm saying to you is that when the Quran tells you to believe in something, I think, okay, let me try and understand what you're saying. You're describing that as the existence of something. But I'm saying it's not when it comes to Prophet and their books, because I can believe in the existence of Muhammad, but to believe in Muhammad, I have to see
No.
That's the point I'm making.
For example, obviously some people will say that Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam never existed. Some people will say Jesus will never existed. But we'll put that to the side. If someone believes that this person in front of them, because they lived at that time, is Muhammad, that is Muhammad. Obviously, that wouldn't make them a believer until they said, that's Muhammad and I believe he's the messenger. The same with Jesus. So my point is, you don't have to see him to believe he's a messenger.
I agree with you.
So the same way, I believe if God has commanded me to believe in something, I believe it's possible to believe in it without
reading the book.
Yes.
So
yes,
I'm saying
yes.
it's not possible to believe in a prophet without reading their book. In the same way, it's not
I don't know how. I don't know how.
How can I say I believe in Muhammad?
Like, how can I believe in the hellfire? How can I believe in the hellfire without touching it?
No. That's not hellfire. That's a prophet and their book. Because I can say Muhammad has 5 gods. I can make anything up. If I don't have his book to tell me that no.
So not to be rude, do you know the time?
That's why I have
5:35.
But I like
Is
his
it that early?
temperament.
Damn, 5:50.
5. That's fine. That's fine.
when we go to translate the problem from there.
But I like his temperament. Like I like
If you read,
No problem. It's a pleasure.
But do you want to conclude?
if you read
Maybe he'll help.
The hellfire, the afterlife,
No,
the
the book.
angels.
We're concentrating.
She's coming.
Those things are things that we can say are like non-corporeal, like they're not physical things. Angels aren't physical beings in the same way that light isn't a physical thing.
The hellfire is not physical.
The hellfire is not a physical place. I know you might believe it.
No, we believe it is. Yeah.
Well, don't worry yourself. You have his
No
opinion.
problem.
You know how
No
before
problem.
you said that someone can tell you something.
No problem. No problem. Yes.
You should have
No problem. No problem. No problem.
So
I'm going to speak. No, I am. No, you're not going to stop me. No, listen. No, I'm going to speak. No, listen. I'm going to speak. Nobody's going to stop me. No, sir. I am going to speak.
Akhi,
What is this? I don't want to go speaker's corner, and hang on. I'm still talking. Listen, no, I'm talking. I'm talking. Listen, no. Yes, I'm not representing. I'm representing me.
he is insulting God.
no.
Listen, wait, no.
What I would say.
Listen.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
No
I'm
problem.
going
Thank
to
you very
make my
much.
point. I'm going to make my point. And my point is,
Sorry.
no, I don't really.
Akhi, I'm not going to have a conversation with him. I'm just making one point and that's it.
What I'm saying now.
Okay.
I am not going to speaker's corner. I'm not going to go. But at the same time, I don't want speaker's corner to come to me. You understand?
No problem.
You understand?
I understand his point. I don't understand his. I don't agree with his presentation, but I understand his point.
Fair enough.
What his point is?
Just concluded.
No.
He wasn't doing anything. We're just having a friendly conversation.
No problem.
I
No
don't
problem.
care.
Okay, no
You're not
problem.
listening.
Okay, no
I
problem.
don't care.
Okay, no
Yes,
problem.
he's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Because he said that he will insult
So-
Let you speak, please.
Okay.
He said that.
Okay. My point would
You're
be.
dealing with the wrong person. I don't care. That's me.
Hands, calm down. Calm down.
I don't care. You're not hearing me. What part are you not hearing? I don't care. Who cares?
Perhaps
I'm
we're-
saying,
Who cares? Don't bring speaker's corner here.
We're not. We're having a friendly
I think
conversation.
what is when you enter into a conversation, generally you look at the situation, you think, is this going to be beneficial? Is this going to be a waste of time?
So honestly, we're
You do it
not.
over there.
So we're not.
I don't know
We're
about
having
you
a
personally.
conversation.
Like for example,
We're having a conversation.
I won't mention his name.
Okay, no
I'm
problem.
ignorant.
One Christian came and I said I'm not going to have a conversation with you
And you're a good
because
person. So it's okay. We've spoken already.
you see, say for example, me and you.
Essentially, the reaction is a little bit too boily. Is that?
No. What I would say is, for example, me and you, we differ. You're a Christian, I'm a Muslim, and all that goes with it. So, at the same time, for a Christian, I would want good for them, and I would expect a Christian to want good for me and my family, etc.
Right.
Right.
That's love, the love of God, the agape love. Right?
Okay. Also, when we have a conversation, if a Christian says, I don't believe that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is a prophet, I don't believe in the Quran, obviously I would say they're wrong, but I don't have a problem with saying that because that's part of the discussion. When someone insults Islam or mocks Islam, then I would say there's no point having a conversation. Okay.
I think it's okay.
Okay. The same way, I wouldn't insult Christianity. I may say things to a Christian which you find offensive.
Yes. That should be the problem, right?
Like say for example, I said
Jesus isn't God.
Jesus isn't God.
That's blasphemy. Because if I told you that Allah was a malaika, you say no, he's not.
Yes.
So,
But if I use words like dumb, stupid, or something.
Okay.
I wouldn't expect you to entertain the conversation. So I think they think you're from that category.
I see.
That's one thing.
Okay.
I don't know, but also
not quite. No, I like to have actual nice discussions.
But also, I have seen you have because the world is very small. We all have each other. I've seen you have conversations. I think the conversation would just go around in circles and circles and circles.
You've seen me, that if somebody comes in the manner that you have come in, I wouldn't start yelling at them. I will carry on speaking in this volume because they want to do. And if somebody wanted to yell, like for example, I'm sure you know Lamin. Yeah, Lamin likes a good yell.
He's on our side, isn't he?
Yeah, that's a good yell. So I can yell at Lamin, right? But it appears that with you have a different approach. So that's fine. I can continue to the same approach.
Yes.
As long as we need to.
But at the same time, I would also think it's probably not going to go anywhere. It's just going to go around in circles.
Do you want to then touch on just a point then concerning the sort of like equivalence between simply believing in an angel, believing in the hellfire, believing in God, when yet not seeing an angel, seeing God, or seeing the hellfire, and then believing